Hey there and welcome. I'm Lynn Hawkins and we're back for video number 2 of the 4 Fs of Crowdfunding Training. And I just want to say congratulations because you are back here. You're doing it again. Now, if you haven't watched the first video, stop right now. Go watch it and then come back to join us. And there's some really great stuff in there for you. Go watch it now. And if you have already watched it, then stay with me here. We're going to go through the video 2 training and make sure, however, that you download your workbook. Follow me through the workbook and take notes to make sure that you got everything. All right, so let's do a recap. What did we talk about in video 1 that you may want to just refresh your memory about? And that is, how did crowdfunding start? Is it just brand new? Is it a concept that has evolved over time? And of course it is. It started as a means of raising funds to basically get nonprofits started. The funds were being used to help out in the world, in the marketplace. And today, small business is able to take advantage of the amount of funds that are out there right now through crowdfunding. And one of the myths of crowdfunding is that only nonprofits can do it. And that's not true. That's not even true in the grants world anymore. It used to be that nonprofits were the only ones that could apply for grant funds, and that is even changing, especially in light of what crowdfunding is bringing to the world. Now, there are a couple of things that I just want to remind you of that we went over in video 1 that I would love to make sure that you are well aware of as we move on. And that is, what are the 2 biggest things that the first F is really all about? The foundation. It's about your strategy. It's about building the right strategy. It's about being in the right mindset so that when you start your campaign, you are not just strong enough to see it through, but you are equipped to be the leader for your team. And that's a key thing. Because your team is actually going to look to you to be the source of their knowledge, inspiration, motivation, and congratulations on their successes. So there are 3 huge reasons why more than 80% of all crowdfunding campaigns fail. And I'm going to give them to you really quickly because went through them in video 1, and that's crowdfunders tend to think about the fact that and maybe we didn't go through. Yes, we did. We went through it in video 1. Well, no. I'm looking at my notes here and I see the video 1 is what I just finished covering. Now, I'm going to give you the information that is truly what's in video 2, this video. There are really 3 big, huge reasons why 80% of all crowdfunding campaigns fail. And in doing my living through it, as well as some research that I did trying to figure this out, I think I figured it out. I cracked the code. I got in and tore some things apart in my own campaigns, as well as in other campaigns, the successful campaigns, to see exactly what they were doing. And these are some key things that people believe, and again, are part of the whole mythology of crowdfunding. And that is, 1, I have a need, I know what I want to raise money for, and that's what my campaign is all about. However, if you think your crowdfunding campaign is about the money, let me give you a little bit of education. It goes beyond the money. Yes, you need the money. You want to do some things, but the money is not the campaign. And I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. But so that's number 1. Most people think that the campaign is about the money and the raising of the money. Second, most people think it's about the need. What do I need the money for? I'm an author, and I'm raising funds to cover the cost of publishing my book. So is it the money? I need $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever it costs. Is it the money? It is the money, but no, it's not the money. Is it to get the book published? Well, it is to get the book published, but it's not to get the book published. Well, Lynn, what is it? I'll tell you that in just a moment, but here's the third big thing. Most crowdfunders think that they can do it themselves. And then they get overwhelmed, or they think that moving it into social media is enough, and it's not. And I'll tell you, this is what makes crowdfunding work, and why I say crowdfunding works, WORX, and it's because of team. Your team is a key piece of everything that your crowdfunding campaign is about. It's your supporters, it's the people who you serve, it's the people who you want to benefit, that you maybe even can bring in to be a part of the team. And doing that, you're setting yourself up for success, because while it's not about the money, it's not about the need, it's not about you doing it yourself. What it's about is the result that you're going for, the people that you're going to be able to serve, the jobs that you're going to be able to provide, the reach into locations and opportunities that you would not otherwise have. The thing that the training is going to provide you with that's far beyond the training. It's the thinking, if I can see it, I want to see beyond it. If I can see that this training is going to benefit me, what I want to focus on is the how, the what's out there. What's it going to look like that is truly the benefit? You know, when we talk about small business marketing, we talk about speaking to the benefits. Speak to the pain, then you speak to the pleasure, and then the benefits, and why. The benefits are why somebody's going to want to work with you. Well, the same thing applies here. The benefits are why somebody is going to say, this is needed and I want to support you in this, and here's $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. So keep that in mind. It is not about the money. It is not about the need. It is not about you doing it yourself. Get a team. Crowdfunding works because teams make the dreams come true. Now, the second F in the 4 Fs of crowdfunding is everything that I've talked about. It's the fundraise piece. It's the knowing your why for the campaign. It's the knowing that it takes a leader's vision to lead into the campaign and the campaign success. And it takes a team. And you know, I mentioned this whole why thing. Why are you wanting to do a crowdfunding campaign? I have a book. I have a book in my heart. I've written a book and it just needs to be published. Yes. So that's the first why. Now, what's the why beyond the why? Because those who read it will have their lives changed, because the people that I want to reach are going to get miraculous results from whatever it is that I'm doing, because ultimately I will be creating jobs, because lives that my product or service will support will save lives. You know, we talk about impact and the fact that we have the ability to impact lives. I had a conversation the other day with a dear friend about why we chose the name Positive Impact Makers. And impact, dear friend Ken MacArthur, the impact factor, and Mr. Impact himself said one thing that stuck with me, and that was, you make an impact whether you do something or not. It's your choice. But then even choosing, you have to decide to move into something. You decide when you decide not to act. That's a decision that you made, and you make an impact because of that decision. And our company, Positive Impact Makers, is really about making a positive impact and recognizing those who are making a positive impact and who want to make a greater positive impact in the world. And that's really the why behind the why of the crowdfunding work that we do, is to help and see the successes of people who've gone through these trainings and gotten what they need in order to make their bigger impact in the world. That means that I've made a bigger impact in the world. That means that Linda's made a bigger impact in the world. That means that our team has made a bigger impact in the world. And that's what it's all about. That's the strategy behind the second F, Fundraise. And the third F, I'm just going to give it to you. It's follow-up. The money is in the follow-up on a sales system, in a marketing system, in a connect and collaborate system. Well, the money is in the follow-up where crowdfunding is concerned too, especially if you're looking for high-stake donors. You're looking for high-stake donors, you need to be talking to people. You need to have your list already established. You want to reach out early on in the campaign. And I actually teach in the Crowdfunding Success Blueprint Bootcamp how to do that in the pre-launch stage of your crowdfunding campaign. And when you're looking at the fundraise and the follow-up systems that you apply to your crowdfunding campaign, you really do get the opportunity to look at the why beyond the why. And once you've aligned in that why beyond the why, you will understand how easy it is to go from there into your campaign success. You've heard so many times how people don't move in their businesses because they haven't identified why, their why. Know your why. It's a key piece of it. And one of the things that, again, I teach in the Crowdfunding Success Blueprint Bootcamp is 7 most important elements of your campaign. And these are the things that your campaign needs to have in order for you to have it in a compelling, concise, and complete manner, for your messaging to be right, for your energy within the campaign and your working the campaign to really be felt. Because what comes from the heart goes out from the heart, and it meets the hearts and the heart energy of others. That can create viral activity. And in the Blueprint Bootcamp, we talk about how you do that. There are a couple of signature methods that I teach in the bootcamp about how you can make your campaign go viral. But here are the 7 important elements that you have to know. We've talked about the first one really is know your why. Know the why behind the why, beyond the why, because that's where you're going to get your momentum. That's where you're going to get your inspiration. That's what's going to get you through, whether you're running a 30-day campaign, 60 days, 90 days, or longer. Campaigns take work, and that's one of the things that I teach as well, because a lot of people think, oh, I could just put my campaign up and do a little bit of social media stuff over here and it's going to happen. I have to tell you, there are so many people who have not gotten funded, even though they were very close to being completely funded. And we'll talk about that because some of that is a function of the platform. There are people who've spent money paying people to do a crowdfunding campaign, yet without all of the elements, they did not allow themselves to have a successful campaign. And you don't know what you don't know. They didn't know that a team was a critical piece. And one of the things that we've added to the offerings that we have out of Positive Impact Makers is we have developed a promotional team that can help you with your crowdfunding campaign to get out into the marketplace. And you'll see more about that in a while as well. But the second thing, so we're talking about the 7 most important things. Write this down. The second thing is be the leader that your campaign needs. Whether you feel as though as part of a team, you're part of the team, everyone on the team is a leader. But this is a campaign that you have brought to light. Unless you've designated that leadership role to a campaign manager, and you don't want to micromanage, but if you are the team leader, be a leader. Be a leader of leaders and have fun while you're doing it. You can. Number 3, select a great name. I often talk about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and I often talk about the amazing results that they got, how it went viral, how it started, how it transitioned into a viral campaign. And a lot of people don't even know that was crowdfunding. That was a beautiful example of crowdfunding, and their goal was to raise $1.5 million. They ended up raising over $4 million because of the fact that it went viral like that. So in the boot camp, and I'm saying all this, but in the boot camp, we really do go through some time on talking about these types of activities that you can add to your campaign to help it become a viral campaign. But again, what makes it successful is that you've employed your team, you've engaged your team in the activity of what it takes for your viral opportunity. 4, decide the length of your campaign. Now, I teach that the average campaign is 30 to 45 days. Campaigns are work. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it backwards. Don't get it wrong. Campaigns are work. And if you want to have a successful campaign, you are going to work it. Another reason why a team is so essential, because with a team, you spread out the essence of the work that has to be done. And each team member then can contribute a little to make the whole successful. And do that, consider that. Your team is the why crowdfunding works. So you've probably seen my messages around Crowdfunding WORX, WORX. So in a minute, I'm going to let you in on what that means. Although you probably have figured it out. It's not tough to figure out. And if you already figured it out, send me an email, ping me on Facebook or Google+, and maybe I'll have some little reward for you there. Implement. Implement is number 6. Execute the schedule. Now, execute the schedule means that you have to have a schedule. Part of your strategy is building the system, which includes the schedule. And it's a schedule for what will be done every single day of your campaign. Whether it's monitoring social media networks, monitoring the bank account to see who has donated funds. If it's a rewards campaign, we talked about the 4 types of campaigns. If it's a rewards campaign, how are you set up for fulfilling your rewards obligations? One of the things you don't want to do is get in trouble because you did not fulfill your commitment to the rewards that you promised. So implement, execute to the plan, execute to the schedule, and you will find success. Another reason why a team is key, because there are certain things that you want to watch on a consistent basis, and you can designate different team members to keep their eye on and report into the team on those particular items. And then number 7, this is a place that I always start I always kind of get into it during the course of especially the boot camp training, as well as at the end, because it's the most critical piece, and it is mindset. Mastering your mindset around this. If you know it's going to be work going in, then you won't get upset that it's work while you're in it. And a lot of people have sabotaged their own crowdfunding campaigns because they've gotten halfway through and said, you know, this is more work than I've signed up for. I didn't realize it was going to be all of this. And rather than bringing in somebody to help them, they just abandoned the project. And there's some pros and cons to everything. That's more con than pro, because you don't want to abandon something that you started with such heart and purpose and intention for. So make sure that the mindset and the mindset of your team is set going in, knowing the expectations, setting the intention to show up, be committed. And, you know, one of the reasons why I really teach a 30-day campaign is just because you can see the end of 30 days. And you can say, okay, you could even mark 30 days off the calendar. You can do it for 60 days and 90 days as well. That's just a little more juice. It's a longer, that's like going from New York to California versus going from New York to DC. So keep that in mind as far as determining the length of your campaign. And then here's the answer to the question, what is WORX? And why I am adamant that crowdfunding works. Because with others, results are exponential. You've probably heard that before. With others, results are exponential. I could run a successful campaign by myself or with one other person. I've actually done it before with one other person. It was a lot of work, and the results that we got were good, but they could have been better. And that was one of the lessons that I learned about the value of a team. Crowdfunding does work when you make it work with a team. Teams make dreams come true, and that's how crowdfunding works. With others, results are exponential. And then I'm going to leave you with the fourth F, and that is fulfillment. Fulfillment, I will talk a little more about in the next video, because there are some real particulars around fulfillment that I want to make sure that you understand. And the fact that with others, results are exponential. With others, you can relax and express enjoyment at the end of your journey. So I'm sending you love. I'm hoping that you got a lot of good information from this second video. Video 3 is coming up. Stay tuned. If it's up already, make sure you look at it. There is some great information in there, and I will see you on the other side. All right, bye for now.